Hi YouTube. I know it's been a long time coming, and I am currently 22 weeks. I'll be 23 weeks tomorrow, so this is the last day of 22 weeks. A lot has happened, but I'm just gonna start. I think I stopped off at was it 17 weeks? But at 19 weeks and 6 days, we had our anatomy scan, our 20-week appointment. And a little before that, though, we went to a private ultrasound about 5 days before and found out we were having 2 boys. So we're having twin boys. We're very excited about it. Well, I did want one to be a girl just so I could be done, but I think we're going to be done after this anyway. Those are my initial thoughts. But so I had to have pictures of that, but they look very similar to the pictures that we got in the anatomy scan. So I'm just going to show 2 pictures of the profiles. Here's baby A profile and baby B profile. They both look great. Everything was showing very well. Then they confirmed the gender at the doctor's office for 2 boys. Baby A was weighing at 19 weeks and 6 days, 12 ounces. And baby B had 11 ounces estimated weight. So they were right on track. Everything was going well. Everything is still going well. And I asked the doctor why my stomach was so small. I'll give you a belly shot at the end. Here for 19, well, now I'm 22 weeks and 6 days. So I'll give you a 22-week, 6-day belly shot. Basically 23-week belly shot. So since then, I've still been having heartburn. And we told our family that we were having boys. Everyone's excited. I've reserved a building for the baby shower. We're going to do the baby shower early. I'll be 28 weeks in 1 day at the baby shower, which is better than waiting. So that's what we're going to do. But since then, what else? Zantac. I started taking Zantac, and then I heard the little news come out about long-term use causing cancer. My doctor, it said long-term use possibly causes cancer of that one chemical that's in it. And my doctor did not recommend that I stop taking it. However, because I asked her, she was like, no, just keep taking it because you're only going to take it for a short period of time. But however, if there's any chemical known that's going to be damaging to me and that could possibly be damaging to me in the future, I don't want to take it or my babies. So I'm not taking it. My brother, he works as a pharmacy tech, so he has, I know he's not a doctor, but I did ask him about it, so I am switching that medication. I do still have, I would consider severe heartburn. So I do take the Tums right now, and I will be switching to a different heartburn medication. And hopefully it still gives me the same relief as Zantac. But that's that. So, but I've asked about 4 doctors already about this, and I've seen 4 doctors. I'll tell you why. So, just recently this week, I was driving to work, and my stomach started to cramp. And so I unzipped my pants a little. I had on regular pants. And when I did that, it didn't go away. The cramping got worse. And I felt like I was going to pass out. So in my mind, my thought process was, hey, let me get over. But before I could have a chance to get over, I fainted or passed out, whatever. Long story short, I ended up hitting the guardrail. Then I woke up and was able to pull the car off safely on the side of the road. The medics came, ambulance came and checked me out, and they cleared me. Well, you know, the vitals and stuff, blood pressure, they did the blood sugar, heart rate, and they cleared me as, you know, vitals being okay and stable. So I left. I didn't want to go by ambulance to the emergency room. My husband had arrived there, so attempted to drive home, which looking back wasn't the best idea. But then I felt the same pain, and the faintness came back. So we pulled over again, and I rode with him home, and we went to the ER per my OB's suggestion, because we called. And at the ER, they ran a lot of tests looking specifically for blood clots, and they checked the babies, did ultrasound. They didn't let my husband go back there with me, so he didn't get to see the babies. But the babies were doing good. Cervix looked fine. Lining looked fine. So what else? Yeah, so they did the same EKG. They did the same blood check check my levels for blood sugar and all these other tests. They took vials of blood. So they ran all these tests, and they could not figure out a reason for why the faintness came, even though I told them that I was having the severe pain associated with it. So the next day, I had a follow-up appointment with my OB because of the accident, and the nurse came in. She did a Doppler, so I was able to hear the heart. My husband and I were able to hear the heart rates for the babies. I cannot recall what they were at this time, but I think they were like in the 150s. And so, but they were good. Babies were good through the Doppler. After the nurse left, I had a little cramping again, like a little lightheadedness. So when the doctor came in, I let her know, like, hey, I'm feeling a little lightheaded. And so she had me lay back, and she did like an abdominal type of checking my uterus to make sure it wasn't hard or contractions. She said it was still soft. So after that examination, I started to feel the severe cramping that I felt before when I fainted while driving. So the doctor witnessed firsthand like how I was feeling, and almost fainting again in her office. And my husband having to fan me. I was saying it might be like some type of diarrhea or something, because it kind of felt like I had to use the bathroom. Even during the accident, it felt like I had to use the bathroom. But she said that diarrhea normally doesn't cause you to have severe pain enough to make you make you pass out. So went back to the hospital. This time she sent me to maternity, even though I'm only 22 weeks. She called ahead, let them know I was coming, because normally you don't go to maternity that early at 22 weeks. And that's why I was in the ER the day before. But maternity was completely different than the ER, because I waited in the ER for about 6 hours. Well, I was there a total of 6 hours in the waiting room most of the time. But the maternity, they checked the babies again. So we got to hear the heartbeats again. And they also checked for contractions to see if I was having contractions, which I am not. So that ruled out like any type of, early labor in terms of them trying to come early right now. So that made me feel better. So knowing that my cervix is good, lining good, and the babies are good, and I'm not having contractions. So that's really all they could do in the maternity part of it, because in that they just had to research what else could be going on. So they sent me, they got me a different doctor. So this is why I said I asked all these doctors about this heartburn medication. I just took the opportunity while it was presented to me to ask. And I wanted to hear different opinions about it. And all of them said to continue to take it. So the other doctor, they kept running tests. Anyway, long story short, I ended up staying in the hospital overnight for monitoring of my heart. And I did have some fluctuations throughout the night that they were concerned about, but I wasn't really. But I don't have a medical degree, but because the lady woke me up in the dead of my sleep, and my heart rate was a bit elevated, but I associated to her waking me up and then taking my heart rate. And this is my first time ever staying in a hospital overnight. I've never had to be admitted to a hospital as a patient. So with that, the next day I was released. I talked to a cardiologist, and I do have a follow-up appointment with them because of that. They restricted my driving, which is why right now I'm taking a little break, my lunch break at home. So right now the plan is for me to work from home until I have my babies in January. It's still gonna be in January. So I'm claiming that January. I don't want them to come too early. So yeah, what else? So I'm working from home until then. I talked to my boss. There is one overnight trip that I'm planning to still do, but I'm not driving. And then I'm not flying. So I am riding with someone in the car. And it'll be for 3 nights for work. And I'll be about an hour and a half from the house. So my husband will be within driving distance if anything happens. But they did send me home with a heart monitor. I have like little prongs on my chest with cords, and it's monitoring my heart in this little pocket device. So I keep this home for 2 weeks, and then I'll send it back in, and then I have my follow-up appointment with the cardiology department to go over, I guess, how it went or how the study's going. And just having it connected to me is, if someone tells you something's wrong with you, it's like, oh, something's wrong. And I've had this happen before when I was younger, as far as like thinking something's wrong, but then it turns out nothing's wrong, and it starts playing through your mind like, oh, I feel this, I feel that, oh, my heart's beating fast, or this and that. But I'm claiming that everything is fine, and I'm not extremely worried. So I've been doing a lot of things to distract from that, such as the baby shower that's coming up in about a month. So I've officially created my e-invite, and I'll print out some hard copies just to keep one for memories, and then people who don't do Facebook or e-invites. So for those people, I might even text them, because technology these days, people don't really send out hard copy invitations anymore. I think those are all my updates. I can't think of anything else. But yeah, so I had an eventful week. Week 22 was very eventful. At this point, I'm ready to hit this fast forward button for January. I don't want them to come early, or earlier than my ideal would, and I'm not God, but my ideal, they would come, after 36 weeks, about around 36 weeks, or 38 weeks would be better, because I think they're going to let me go until 38 weeks, assuming there are no complications with me. But So I just want to hit the fast forward button in life. Just fast forward it to January. Even though we don't have the nursery set up. You know, we've been buying a few things here and there, so but I still have to wash them. And we haven't had a baby shower, but I just want to hit the fast forward button. I mean, everything will fall into place as it's supposed to be. Everything will be ready when it's supposed to be. At one point, I did kind of struggle with, you know, everything being ready. We got to fix the car, pay the deductible, and then the police officer wrote me a ticket for a legal lane change, which I started Googling, and I'm thinking I'm gonna wait to the court date and ask them. I'm bringing my medical documents, and you know, it's not an expensive ticket, but that's still something that can go towards the babies. And if everything is still going well, and whenever I go to court, then I'm going to present those medical documents in court and be prepared to pay the fine. But at the same time, if it's something that I could not have prevented, that's like saying, okay, well, you almost hit a car and you dodged a car, you got in the other lane, and then so you had an illegal lane change. Should you then get a ticket for changing the lanes illegally? I would think not. And so even though I you know, it's not the same situation, but in this sense, I had no control over the action that happened. And so I should not have to pay a ticket for something I had that I could not have foreseen. So that made me kind of like upset a little bit, because at the time I didn't even realize I had a citation. I had a citation, but I didn't know it was a fine associated with it until yesterday. Let's see. But yeah, that's it. So I'm getting ready for this baby shower. We've got the building, so that's one weight off of my shoulder. And then now we have a rough count of how many people to expect. But now with the invitations out, I did not request an RSVP, but for the Facebook invite, it does kind of ask you to say if you are attending or not attending. So with that, everything else is going smooth. Babies are good. And we're doing good. So that was a long story, and you know, God won't put more on you than you can bear. And so with that, infertility is hard. Pregnancy is also hard sometimes too. Maybe just as hard. And God's will, I don't know the future, but right now I'm not planning to do like another transfer. If we have another baby naturally, then that will be God's will. But so that's the plan now. I will, when our storage fees come back up for our frozen embryos, I will pay for another year, you know, so that'll give us time to decide and really think about it. And we'll just think about the next steps from there. But I'll try to come back to you all and give you an update. Let you know how my appointment goes, the cardiologist, and how my experience is going with not being able to drive. But yeah, we're having twin boys, and I'm still very excited, and I feel good. I haven't had any other episodes since then. Yeah. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to y'all later. Oh, I almost forgot. So I wanted to give you a belly shot. Just because I've never done like a actual recorded shot. So I'll stand up quickly and just show you all my belly. This is 22 weeks and 6 days. I'll be 23 weeks tomorrow. So here we are. There they are. It's from the front and from the side. So I am getting out there. my belly button's kind of flattening out. I don't think I'll have one that pokes out, but it is kind of flattening out with the rest of my belly. But again, I thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.